two politicians that are on opposite sides, but share a concern about getting to a better place. Republican member of Congress, Tim Burchett. Democratic member of Congress, Khanna. Tennessee, Burchett. California, Khanna. It's good to have you both. Thank you for being with me, my brothers, and thank you for coming on together. I love it, and I appreciate it. Thank you both. Do we agree about what the problem is here, Tim, Ro? We're all seeing the same stuff, and there were people on both sides. Of course, you know, Tim, you got the big dog in the president, but there were Democrats throwing stuff at Trump, too, which probably incentivized him to get into it the way he's into it right now. Tim, what do you see as the problem with this dynamic that we're all watching?
Well, I tweeted on my X account at Tim Burchett earlier. I did a little video. I do these videos. They drive everybody crazy.
Do you have that jacket on?
Yeah, I did. It was cold. I was just out in my barn. My wife had me out there, and I had to run out to help her, and I'm running back to talk to you, and I caught your interview with that poor father. And that's, you know, today I defended you, Cuomo. I wanted you to know that. They're saying, I can't believe you're friends with that guy. And I said, we kind of have similar backgrounds, but different. Our fathers were pretty awesome people, and they had a lot of pride in this country, and they loved this country. So I said, we can argue about any of the other stuff, but those things are really non-debatable. And they sort of dug that about you, but that's not what you asked me. But on my video today, I just said, let's not worry about the cause of all this just yet and pointing the fingers. I said almost 70 families lost their loved ones, and I just, you know, I'm emotional about it right now, just thinking about it. I've got a family. I've got a beautiful little girl and a wonderful wife, and I don't know about Ro, but I've flown in over 100 times right at that same spot. And I remembered, and I'm older than Ro is, I'm pretty sure, but I can remember when I was a kid, there was a flight out of in Washington, D.C. that crashed into the Potomac.
82.
Yeah, went through the ice.
Hit the bridge.
Yeah, that's it. And there's one guy dove in and pulled 3 or 4 people out. I mean, it was just, you know, I can remember it like it was yesterday, and it was dealing with de-icing. And I think about that every time. And I even took a picture and sent it to my daughter when we were flying out, because I could see ice on the Potomac, because we're in Tennessee, that maybe our swimming pool or a mud puddle ices over, but the Tennessee River rarely ices over. And, you know, I always think about that. And I just hurt for those families. I can't, you know, and I had a buddy of mine who's going through pilot training, sent me a message and thanked me for the video, just that I wasn't pointing fingers, because it's just, we're going to find out. And it's probably not going to be a partisan solution. It's going to be a combination of human error.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's the point, right, Ro? It's not just that we don't know, which is obvious, right? It's that they are looking for a fight. I felt that way about Pete. I like Pete Buttigieg, okay? I think he's a bright light in your guys' party. But he was looking for a fight with Trump, and he got it. And I feel like that happens all the time, Ro, that everything that happens has to get put through the meat grinder of political advantage. And I just don't know how it takes us anywhere but down. What's your take on it?
Well, first of all, I appreciate what Tim said. We come from very different political persuasions, but I've always found Tim on the House floor to be civil, straight up, and decent. And, you know, sometimes we just need decency in this country. I mean, I've flown into Reagan as well, and the first thought you have, whether it's Tim or any person, is, wow, that could have been me. That could have been my family. What are these families going through? This incredible tragedy. One day, everything seems fine. The next day, your life is broken forever. And a community in Kansas is broken forever. And then you think about the firefighters and the ambulance and the first responders and the frigid cold in D.C. And while we're out on Twitter doing convenient things, they're jumping into the cold water. They deserve better from our political class. Now, I usually do not take shots at the president. I'm one of the Democrats who says, let's actually get things done. But one thing when you're the president of the United States, I don't care how anyone else is behaving, just for this one moment, have some empathy and make it about the families who have lost their lives. And you know, this is the time we look to the president to do that. And I'd hope he'd do that next time. But I just, you know, we still have to be Americans in this country.
Listen, I know that I'll get crap for this. Trump's who he is, okay? And he won the election. I think it's on you guys. I think if the country is going to change its tone, it's going to be because the people they see and they hear are acting differently. Not because of Trump, maybe despite him, but in any way, it's not going to come from the top. It's got to come from you guys. And that's why I wanted you on. I'll let you go. I believe in you. I believe you're fair brokers. And I believe we can do a hell of a lot better. And I believe that you don't have to be the way it is right now. And I see that in your guys' example all the time. That's why I wanted the audience to see you. Ro, thank you very much. We'll keep the conversation going, but nothing matters more than the tone, to be honest. And Tim, thank you very much for defending me. I told you not to do that because you must sacrifice me to make your constituents happy.
I said he talks funny, and I think he's a Catholic, but us Baptists can still pray for him. And in that accent, you're just stuck with that. I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Ro? He believes that. He believes that I sound funny. He believes it. Chris, just like he believes that coat looks good.
Yeah, you'll be happy to know I'm in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and someone came up to me and said, you know, we saw you on Cuomo the other night. I said, you know, you're going to give Cuomo a big head, you know, but more and more people are watching you in all different parts of the country. So you're doing something right.
People, look, I'm a beneficiary of where I am. NewsNation is seen as an insurgent network, but it really is just what people have had enough. They just want somebody who's being straight, having both sides, let them figure it out for themselves, you know. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm a beneficiary of it, and I appreciate you guys helping me with the deliverables to the audience. He really does believe I'm the one who sounds funny. Anyway, best to both of you and your families. We'll continue the conversation. 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, you know, they do not agree on a lot of things.